halides. Alkyl halides and aryl halides. The topic contents of this particular topic is types of nucleophilic substitution reactions, preparation from alkenes and alcohols, reactions, hydrolysis, formation of nitrite and nitro compounds, nitriles, isonitriles, Williamson's ether synthesis, elimination versus substitution. And in aryl halides, we may suppose to study the preparation of chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, iodobenzene, that is from phenol, Sand-Meier's reaction, Gattermann reaction, and also we have to study the aromatic nucleophilic substitution reactions, effect of substituents on the aromatic substitution, Benzyne mechanism, reactivity and relative strengths of carbon halogen bond in alkyl, allyl, benzyl, vinyl and aryl halides. Total allotted lecture hours is 8 lectures in this topic. Halogen compounds are nothing but hydrocarbons in which number of hydrogen atoms replaced by halogen atom to form halogen compounds. Hydrocarbons in which number of hydrogen atoms replaced by halogen group to form halogen derivatives. They may be alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, or any aromatic derivatives. You can see here this Rx is supposed to be called alkyl halide. Rx is called alkyl halide. Then it is derived from alkenes where X is directly bonded to carbon-carbon double bond. Then chlorine atom directly bonded to triple bond, often called haloalkynes. Halogen atom directly bonded to benzene nucleus, often called as haloarenes. In all these cases, when number of hydrogen atoms replaced in the structure of a hydrocarbon by halogen atom, X is supposed to be called halogen group. If a hydrogen atom is get replaced by halogen atom, you may going to get the corresponding halogen substituted compounds, often called as halogen derivatives of hydrocarbons. They may be derived from alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, or benzene or alkyl substituted benzenes. These halogen compounds will find a lot of applications in our day-to-day life. Some of the important compounds, they may act as anti-malarial drugs, and some of the important derivatives like chloramphenicol, which is used in the treatment of the typhoid. Then some important iodo derivatives may be used in the treatment of the goiter and etc., which is caused by deficiency of the hormone, that is thyroxine. So you may find here some important molecules. The chloramphenicol, which is used in the treatment of typhoid. Chloroquine, it is anti-malarial drug. Thyroxine, which is used for the treatment of the goiter, it is. Like how many more important compounds are there. Some of the important compounds used as insecticides. Benzene hexachloride, C6H6Cl6, which may be often used as the insecticide, often called as a gamaxin. So like many important halogen compounds, they used in the treatment of the diseases, and also some important halogen compounds used for the insecticides. In the broader sense, the halogen compounds have been broadly classified as aromatic and aliphatic. Aromatic halogen compounds, aliphatic halogen compounds. And moreover, these aromatic aliphatic halogen compounds, where halogen atom is attached to a type of hybridized carbon, further they have been classified as halogen derivatives in which halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, and in another case you will find sp2 hybridized carbon. Let us see some important examples of this particular classification. These compounds in which you will find the presence of halogen carbon bond is where carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. These are all aliphatic halogen compounds because first three primary, secondary, tertiary alkyl halides, they are all derivatives of alkanes. Allylic halides in which halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, double bond is their alkenic derivative. And benzylic halides, this is called aromatic halogen compound. Actually, aromatic halogen compounds are of the two types: nuclear substituted aromatic halogen compounds, where X is directly attached to benzene nucleus. This is a nuclear substituted aromatic halogen compound. For example, you can take chlorobenzene is nuclear substituted aromatic halogen compound, in which halogen atom is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon atom. In another case, you will find the halogen atom is attached to aliphatic side chain which is present on the benzene nucleus. They usually called as benzyl halides. So that, for example, you can take benzyl chloride. So here you will find the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So like how those halogen compounds, they containing at least one benzene nucleus, they usually called as aromatic halogen compounds. Those which are derived from alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, they are called aliphatic halogen compounds. Further, they have been classified based on the carbon halogen bond, to which the halogen atom is attached to a type of carbon, sp3 or sp2. Let us see the examples. Haloalkanes having general formula Rx. In this, you will find carbon halogen bond where carbon is sp3 hybridized. Vinylic halides derived from alkenes, halogen is directly bonded to carbon-carbon double bond. Allyl halides derived from alkenes, but in fact halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Benzyl halides, they are formed by replacement of hydrogen atom in the aliphatic side chain of the benzene nucleus. Again, you will find halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Aryl halides, in which halogen atom is directly attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. So this is how the halogen compounds have been classified as aromatic aliphatic. In addition to that, they have been classified based on halogen group which is attached to a sp3 or sp2 hybridized carbon. So far, whatever we have discussed is they are all monohalogen derivatives of hydrocarbons. Some of the important halogen compounds, you will find more than one halogen atom. They may be classified as di, tri, tetra and polyhalogen compounds. So here you can see chloromethane. Only one chlorine atom is there, monohalogen derivative of methane it is. It is a dichloro derivative of methane, trichloro, tetrachloro. That is chloromethane, dichloromethane, trichloromethane, tetrachloromethane, commonly called as chloroform carbon tetrachloride. ditrite, etc. Moreover, you will also find dihalogen derivatives. Further, they have been classified into two types. Dihalogen derivatives, in which both halogen atoms are being present on the same carbon atom. Both halogen atoms are being present on the same carbon atom are called geminal dihalides. If two halogen atoms present on the neighboring carbon atoms, adjacent carbon atoms, called vicinal dihalides. Vicinity means neighboring, adjacent. So like how the dihalogen derivatives or dihalogen compounds have been classified or divided further into two types. Geminal dihalides, wherein the two halogen atoms directly attached to same carbon atom, and on the other hand, the adjacent carbon atoms, if they are present, they are called vicinal dihalides. So now we shall focus on towards the what are alkyl halides, further how they have been classified, and what are the important methods of the preparation. Monohalogen derivatives of alkanes are called haloalkanes. It means alkanes in which any one of hydrogen atom is get replaced by halogen atom to form alkyl halides. Only one halogen atom substituted there by replacing a hydrogen atom. They are called alkyl halides or haloalkanes. General formula of alkanes, you know that is CnH2n plus 1. Suppose one hydrogen atom is replaced, then it is constituting an alkyl group CnH2n plus 1. So therefore, general formula for alkyl halides is CnH2n plus 1 X, where n may be 1, 2, 3, etc. And however, this CnH2n plus 1 is supposed to be called as an alkyl group R. So therefore, alkyl halides may also represented as Rx. Suppose if you take RH, it is alkane. If hydrogen atom of this alkane is replaced by halogen atom, the replacing the hydrogen, you may going to get Rx. It means only one halogen atom is get substituted. These are supposed to be called monohalogen derivatives of alkanes, often called as alkyl halides. You can see many kinds of examples are there. Methyl chloride, ethyl fluoride, isopropyl chloride, secondary butyl bromide, tertiary butyl bromide, so on. In all these cases, you will find only one halogen atom. So I will repeat once again. Alkyl halides are nothing but monohalogen derivatives of alkanes. They are represented by general formula CnH2n plus 1X, where CnH2n plus 1 is supposed to be called as an alkyl group. It may also represented as Rx. You already know that any compound, series of compounds having same functional group represented by general formula are called homologous series of compounds. So therefore, alkyl halides can represent the homologous series because they are containing same function group halogen atom, and they are all represented by general formula CnH2n plus 1 X. Hence, they are all prepared by similar methods of preparation, but their boiling points or melting points may be differ because of the increased number of carbon atoms in the chain. So however, they are also going to exhibit the phenomenon of isomerism as well as homologous series. Okay. Further, these alkyl halides, depending on the halogen atom which is attached to a type of carbon, they have been classified as primary, secondary, tertiary alkyl halides. Primary alkyl halides are nothing but if only one methyl group. If halogen atom to only one methyl group in the chain, that means like this. A carbon is bonded by only one methyl group. Carbon is bonded by only one methyl group or at least one carbon atom in the carbon chain. It may be of CH3, CH2 and so on. This is supposed to be called primary alkyl halide. You can see CH3, CH2, Br, ethyl bromide. It is a primary because a carbon halogen bond is bonded to one methyl group, or otherwise carbon halogen bond bonded by at least one carbon atom in the carbon chain. Now it is constituting a primary. So this is called primary alkyl halide. If it is bonded by two other carbon atoms in the chain or two methyl groups like this, CH3, CX it is, and CS3. If carbon halogen bond bonded by two methyl groups or two other carbon atoms in the chain, then called as a secondary. If three methyl groups or three other carbon atoms of the chain are called tertiary type of alkyl halides. This is, you can see, N-butyl bromide. Here this carbon bromine bond is bonded by only one carbon. Secondary butyl bromide, this carbon halogen bond is bonded by two other carbon atoms of the chain. Tertiary butyl bromide, here you will find this carbon halogen bond is bonded by three other methyl groups or three other carbon atoms of the chain. So therefore, alkyl halides are further classified as primary, secondary and tertiary type of the alkyl halides. Then even benzylic halides, there is no much difference at all. Suppose if you consider it as an R group, then it is constituting RCH2X. Okay, so that this particular carbon CH2X, it is called primary. If it is bonded by one methyl group or second carbon atom in the chain, then it is called secondary. If both are methyl groups, then it is called tertiary type of the group. It means you should remember, if it is having characteristic group as CH2X, it is primary. If it is having characteristic group as CHX bonded by two other carbon atoms of the chain, then it is called secondary. If it is three other carbon atoms of the chain having characteristic group is called tertiary. You have seen in the previous case. Okay, ಯಾವುದೇ alkyl halide ಅಲ್ಲಿ end CH2X ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು primary, ಈ type ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು tertiary. If it is bonded to this only other two carbon atoms of the chain, then it is called secondary type of alkyl halide. Based on that, even benzylic halides are also have been classified as primary, secondary and tertiary type of the alkyl halides. All these important things you are all familiar in PUC2 level. So now we shall go for the allylic halides are also, in which you will find the carbon halogen bond. The carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. Just like alkyl halides, benzylic halides, these are also have been classified as primary, secondary, tertiary. So here you will find this carbon halogen bond is bonded to one carbon atom in the chain. Here this is bonded to two other carbon atoms of the chain. Here it is bonded to three other carbon atoms of the chain. Okay, so this is primary, secondary, tertiary allylic halides. But of course it is derived from alkenes, but in fact halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. You can take 4-chlorobut2ene. This is a primary allylic halide. 4-chloropent2ene. Position of the halogen atom is changed here. It is called secondary. Where 4-chloro4-methylpent2ene, it is supposed to be called as a tertiary type of alkyl halide, allylic halide. So this is how those halogen compounds, whether they derived from alkanes or the alkyl substituted benzenes or derived from alkenes, if halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom, they are all further classified as primary, secondary and tertiary, depending on halogen atom attached to a type of carbon atom. Now we shall move towards methods of preparation of the alkyl halides. First series of the preparations are the alkyl halides can be prepared from alcohols and even from alkenes, and also some other important set of reactions. But as per your syllabus, you are having methods of preparation of alkyl halides from alcohols and from alkenes. Suppose when alcohols have been treated, whether primary, secondary or tertiary, treated with halogen acids or phosphorus halides or thionyl chloride, you will get respective alkyl halide. You can see, so these are the important methods. Alcohols, when treated with hydrogen chloride in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride, you will get respective alkyl chloride. However, this method is called Gruss method. Alcohols, when treated with hydrogen chloride in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride as a catalyst to form alkyl chlorides is called Gruss method. In this method, usually dry hydrogen chloride and anhydrous zinc chloride and alcoholic mixture, it is passed, or alcoholic vapors are being passed into anhydrous zinc chloride and hydrochloric acid, you may going to get respective alkyl chloride. And alcohols, when treated with potassium bromide sulfuric acid, you may going to get alkyl bromides. Similarly, so mute your mic. Alcohols treated with potassium iodide and sulfuric acid, alkyl iodides are being formed. Like how if you use any kind of reagent, thereby reaction with alcohol, you will get corresponding alkyl halide. One by one we can see action of halogen acids on alcohols. Alcohols, when treated with hydrogen halide, chloride or bromide in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride as a catalyst, you will get ethyl chloride or ethyl bromide respectively. This process is supposed to be called Gruss method. Similarly, we shall go for action of phosphorus halides, phosphorus pentahalides or phosphorus trihalides, maybe pentachloride, phosphorus trichloride, phosphorus tribromide or phosphorus pentabromide. Any one of reagent you can use it, you may going to get corresponding the alkyl halide. And similarly, if you use phosphorus triiodide, you may going to get methyl iodide, but you will not have the phosphorus pentaiodide because it is highly unstable and very reactive. So all these are basic reactions. So whenever alcohols react with any of the particular reagent, you may going to get respective alkyl halides. Similarly, action of thionyl chloride on alcohols. The alcohols, when react with thionyl chloride, you may going to get alkyl chloride as a compound. This is the method used only for the preparation of alkyl chlorides, not for bromides and iodides. The reason is thionyl bromide and thionyl iodides are not existing compounds because they are highly unstable. So therefore, only thionyl chloride is used for preparation of alkyl chlorides, but you cannot able to prepare the thionyl alkyl bromides by using thionyl bromide or thionyl iodide. So this method is called Dargin's reaction. Reaction of alcohol with the thionyl chloride in the presence of pyridine as a basic catalyst, you may going to get alkyl chloride. This reaction is called Dargin's reaction. It is. This is called Dargin's reaction. Okay, Dargin's reaction it is. Reaction of alcohol with hydrogen chloride in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride to form alkyl chlorides is called Gruss method. This method is called Dargin's reaction. So this is how, by the reaction of alcohols with either hydrogen halides or halogen acids or phosphorus halides or thionyl chloride, you will get respective alkyl halides. Similarly, these are also going to be prepared from alkenes. Alkenes usually, when add on halogen acids like hydrogen chloride or hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide, you will get respective haloalkanes. Suppose when symmetric alkene is there, if it reacts with any of the hydrogen halide, hydrogen iodide or HBr or HCl, you are going to get respective alkyl halide. For instance, you can take ethene reacts with hydrogen iodide, you will get ethyl iodide. Suppose when unsymmetric alkene reacts with halogen acid like HCl or HBr without aid of any other reagent or peroxide, then it proceeds according to Marconic addition. So there you are going to get secondary or tertiary type of alkyl halides. Suppose if it is CH3, you may call it as a propene. Propene is unsymmetrical alkene. When this unsymmetric alkene reacts with hydrogen halide, you may going to get isopropyl halide it is. Suppose if reaction is carried out in presence of organic peroxide, it proceeds through the free radical mechanism where you are going to get 1 haloalkanes or secondary type of compounds. But in fact, generally in this particular reaction, if you use organic peroxide, you will get 1 haloalkanes. So this is called Marconic addition. This particular first set of product is called Marconic addition product. It is called Karsh peroxide product. So however, the unsymmetrical alkene when adds on unsymmetrical reagent like hydrogen halide, negative part of the reagent, say halogen atom, goes to where carbon is containing least number of hydrogen atoms across carbon-carbon double bond to get secondary or tertiary alkyl halides is called Markovnikov's rule, and product formed is called Marconic addition product. If the reaction is carried out in presence of organic peroxide, you may going to get 1 halo derivatives. This reaction is called Karsh peroxide effect. So this is how you may going to get a different set of the products. You can take one alkene, according to Marconic addition, you will get the respective derivative. This is propene, you get 2-bromopropane as a major product. If propene adds on HBr in the presence of organic peroxide, you will get 2-bromopropane as a product. This is anti-Marconic addition product. But however, this Karsh peroxide effect is not going to given by HI or HCl. Only HBr is going to given the Marconic addition product, because the bond dissociation energy for HCl, which is greater than HBr and to that of the HI. It means that this particular reaction, Karsh peroxide effect, it proceeds through the free radical mechanism. It requires large amount of energy. When large amount of energy is applied, hydrogen chloride get dissociated as H plus Cl minus, ionization taking place, but you will not get a free radicals. Suppose if you use HI, it easily get dissociated to form the hydrogen free radicals and iodine free radicals. Iodine free radicals are very reactive, they consume themselves and iodine is liberated, no reaction is taking place. So therefore, in the peroxide catalyst, the reaction is going to take place only with HBr. That's why the Karsh peroxide effect is given by only with HBr. So this is how the alkenes will react with the halogen acids, hydrogen halides, to give respective alkyl halides. Okay, so just you can recall the whole sequence of reactions. You will find the many kinds of reagents. The reaction of alcohol with these kinds of PI3, PPR2, and so on, you all get respective derivatives. Similarly, alkenes also react to respective alkyl halides. Okay, so this is all about the what are alkyl halides, how they have been classified, and what are the important methods of the preparation, that is from alcohols and also from the alkene derivatives. Okay, so with this I will stop it here, and in the next class we shall see about nucleophilic substitution reactions and other important reactions of the alkyl halides. Okay, if you have any doubts you can ask.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Here.
Sir, alcohol when alcohols reacted with hydrochloric acid in presence of anhydrous ZnCl2, that is also called a Lucas test, sir.
Lucas reagent, yes, exactly. It is used for testing the alcohols. Mixture of anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated HCl is also called as Lucas reagent.
Okay, sir. And the preparation method is Gru's method, sir.
Preparation method is called Gru's method.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any more doubts from your side?